One interesting thing that happens within teams that I like, and it's a little uncomfortable, is when you have a little bit of conflict. And I say a little bit, obviously a lot of conflict can be bad. Maybe not though, maybe it would be an opportunity for improvement. But a little bit of conflict is sometimes a good thing. How do you take that little bit of conflict and help your team grow? Like what are the little tidbits that we could maybe look at conflict and say, hey, this might help our team in this area if we allow the conflict to happen.
Conflict is so good. Right? You're somebody who's trained in it and who helps people with conflict. It can be so healthy. Conflict creates innovation. Conflict creates creativity. Like a lot of things grow out of conflict. And I'm not saying it's not uncomfortable to deal with, especially when, we're here in the Midwest right now. Like we're Midwest nice. And, I'd love to say that that's a lot different, but I work with West Coast. I work with, I was in India last year doing some work, and people just don't want to hurt other people, and they're very guarded in terms of how they do it. So then they hold everything down. First of all, incorporate my favorite question, please. Because you're going to minimize a lot of conflict. You're going to catch it. You're going to nip it in the bud if we can just start talking about that early or different than we have been. So if you can use that, what could I do better or differently? We're going to tamp down some of that like deep-seated, really simmered way too long kind of conflict. But let's just talk about the healthy conflict that comes up. We've got a big project that we're going to work on. You guys think this, we think this, and we're not really seeing each other's side. Don't ignore that. Leverage it, right? Keep digging into that. Why do you feel that way? Why do we feel that way? It goes back to one of the top skills we need, which is curiosity. Be curious about each other. Don't shut it down. Right? We are not talking about anything as polarizing as like religion and politics here. Okay? We are talking about work. We're talking about doing project A or B. Just pick the way and try to get behind each other. So if you can be curious, so I guess that tip boils down to don't ignore it, right? Leverage it. And then I think from a conflict perspective, don't think it's so hard, right? People think like, oh, they're going to hire me and I'm going to come in and like do this like magic, I don't know, seance. Like, what am I going to do to resolve their conflict when really I'm just creating a space, right? Like I've held mini beer summits where we will meet off site somewhere. I mean, try to get to a neutral territory, try to provide some type of like distraction, right? Unless it's a really emotional place, then I would say make it in public, make it something where you could be distracting. If it's really a conflict that we have to talk about, be curious. And then at times, we just need to say that not both of us are going to win. In the world of work, we cannot all get what we want. And I'm really careful when I'm talking to audiences of the individual employees, and I'm trying to get them riled up to be entrepreneurs and own their talents and their time. I also want to be realistic that this is not your company. You are not going to get all your ideas through. I want you to pitch the heck out of every idea that you have, and I want you to try because there could be a lot of value there. But just realize that a lot of the times where we're upset over here or we disagree over there, that's how that's going to work, whether you're a team of 4 or 400.